who participate in the futures trading process. So, to start with, I would like to look at some of the key terminology, or probably key terms of a futures contract. Whenever I am dealing with any futures contract, what are the key things that are associated with it? Obviously, we know that every futures contract is a standardized contract wherein the quality, the quantity, the location, uh, and the grade of the particular underlying asset are very clearly specified. So it's more and more of a standardized kind of a contract. So as far as the delivery date is concerned, generally what we see for majority of the contract futures contracts is there is a delivery month instead of a date. So probably we may talk about saying April futures. Means all these future contracts are settled only on one single specific day in April. So there is only one single delivery date for the entire month. So that's the reason they are mentioned through the delivery month rather than a date. So some exchanges may talk about, let's say, the 20th day of the month, or probably sometimes some exchanges may provide the delivery date as, let's say, the last Thursday of the month. So there could be differences in what is the delivery date, but generally this while defining the contract, they are defined as a delivery month, wherein the date is the same for all the deliveries on that for all the contracts in that particular month. So that is one important thing associated with a futures contract. And for each of the securities, the margin levels for each of the contracts, the margin levels, both the initial margin as well as the maintenance margin, they are very clearly specified as a part of the initial agreement itself. For each kind of contract, the initial margin as well as a maintenance margin is very clearly specified. Similarly, the quality of the underlying asset, because when we are talking about a specific commodity, let's say potatoes, there could be wide number of varieties of potatoes. So probably in terms of the length, the width, the weight, the number of marks on that potatoes. So all these things have to be very clearly specified. Again, the grading, if at all something is associated, all these things have to be very clearly specified as a part of the contract. And as we have discussed earlier also, these futures contracts generally, to a large extent, they go for cash settlement process. So if at all they are going for cash settlement, what is the way the settlement price is determined? Is it the last traded price, or is it the average of the last few trades, or is it some kind of formula on the trades during the last half an hour of the trading on the final maturity date? What is the typical mechanism that is involved with respect to the settlement process, for the final settlement process? How is the settlement price computed? Those things should be there as a part of the contract specification. But in case the contract is for physical delivery, because some contracts they will go for a physical delivery even. So if it is more from a physical delivery perspective, even the location of delivery has to be very clearly mentioned as a part of the contract terms itself. And apart from that, what is the pricing convention? Means what is how is the price quoted? Is it per ton or is it per quintal? What is the typical pricing convention that is being followed, and probably what is the tick size? If at all the price increases or decreases, by what extent can it go up? Let's say the current price is $100 and we say that the tick size is $0.5. Then it means if the next price, if at all it increases, it can go to 100.5 or $99.5, but we cannot get the price as $99.75 or $95.25 because the increase or decrease is in terms of 0.5 as a tick size. So the next immediate increase or a decrease can come out only by 0.5 units up and not lesser than that. That is what is being mentioned as tick size. Even these details are specified as a part of the contract, and a lot of things are typically set up to make sure manipulation in the prices are not existing. So from that standpoint, there are some kind of price limits that are set. There are some kind of quota limits that are set, wherein in terms of contract size, quota limit is more about contract size, which can be traded by one single trader, or the maximum movement in price that can happen in one single day. This is being talked about in price limit. All these are typically set at the beginning of the contract itself, and finally there is a real-time distribution of the data to all the participants and or the websites. Real-time price data is being represented at every period. So all these things are something that are typically there as a part of every futures contract. What I can take you through is I can open up one futures contract document and I can walk you through all these various things, especially from an agricultural commodity standpoint. One futures contract document, what it contains, so that all these things can quite comfortably be related to that sale. Alright. Okay, now let's look at this wheat futures contract that is listed on NCDEX. This is applicable for contract expiring in April 2014. That is what is the delivery month. It is expiring in April 2014. So the date is something which is decided by NCDEX, where all the contracts that are listed on NCDEX will be maturing on that particular single day in April 2014. Okay, so the underlying is wheat, the trading system is NCDEX. Okay, this is where you are talking about the unit. 10 metric tons is the unit of trading. So the pricing is typically done with respect to 10 metric tons, and delivery unit is also 10 metric tons, whereas the maximum order size, this is what is the quota limit I was talking about. Any order cannot increase 500 metric tons. See here, this is done to make sure that no one single trader or no one single individual can control the prices of the entire market. And this is what is the pricing unit per quintal. Per quintal the pricing is typically done, and the tick size is 1. So the increase is always in rounded 1 rupee. So there cannot